So I'd say I had a happy childhood.
It sounds like you had a happy childhood. Yeah. That sounds very, very loving.
I worked real hard. I used to work from the time I was 15. I worked summers as a clerk in a drugstore up in the Catskill Mountains.
Did you really?
Yeah. When I turned 18, as soon as I could, I got a job in the Catskill Mountains as a waiter. Actually, I didn't start off as a waiter. They made me a children's busboy, which was the lowest of the low.
Really?
Then they promoted me to a children's waiter, and for the last 4 or 5 years I worked there, I was a waiter. So I worked all the way from college and through dental school, paid my tuition all the way through.
Really?
Yeah.
Which resort did you work at?
I worked at a few. I worked at the Nevele, and I worked at a place called the Homowack Lodge, funny name, and then another place called the Echo Hotel. I worked there for about 6 years. And I was able to make, at that time, about 1960, and save, because there was nowhere to spend money. They put you up in the hotel. I was able to make and save in the summer $1,200.
Wow.
And at that time, the cost of a new car, like a Chevy at that point, was about $2,500. So basically, it would mean if a Chevy these days is $25,000, I was making $12,000 for the summer, by half the cost of the Chevy.
Wow,
so it was pretty good, and I was able to pay my way through school that way.
I actually worked with somebody. I think he was a part of the Grossinger family, and he was going to inherit part of the business. That all fell apart, and now they're back up as casinos now.
Right.
But I think he was one of the Grossingers, and what the rule in the family was, you cannot be in the business until you've worked in the business outside of the family.
Yes.
So you understand what it was like. They had very strict rules.
That's a good rule.
It was a good rule. And he was a very good-natured guy, and it was a pleasure to work with, but he knew that, that they were not going to just let him be a spoiled brat. You had to understand what it was like to work in the world without being the cushion and the pad of the family. So he understood that, and he went back, and unfortunately, the Catskills had just collapsed it was 1990, I think.
What led to the collapse of the Catskills, as far as I'm concerned, is the invention of air conditioning. where many of these old Jewish people who used to go to the Catskills to get out of the city heat,
yes,
that now they could sit and luxuriate in their air conditioning. And also the invention of the jet plane, where they can go to the Caribbean or Vegas instead of taking a prop.
And also the Woody Allen jokes is the two old ladies at a Catskills resort, and they said, the food is terrible here. And the other one says, yes, and it's such so small portion.
So little, yeah. Which reminds me of the Jewish waiter in the Catskills who has a table of 6 elderly Jewish women around a table, and in the middle of lunch he comes up and he's serving them lunch, and he comes to them, he says, ladies, is anything all right?
That's right.
I guess the experience there taught me how to deal with people, and at a young age I had to deal with more mature people, and you learn.
Did you ever have anything to do with the tumblers?
Of course.
You did? Okay.
After work, we used to go it was a nightclub, and we had all of these comedians. I mean, maybe not the likes of Milton Berle and Woody Allen or Rodney Dangerfield, but almost guys who want to be that.
Yeah.
And I heard every one of their shticks in the Catskills.
Really?
Maybe that was influential in me developing a terrific sense. I think I have a really good sense.
I think you do too. Is anything all right? That's terrific.